Hey there, good, happy Saturday morning. At least it's Saturday morning while I'm recording this. I hope you're doing well today, and I hope you're ready to start thinking about the character traits you need to be the best coach that you can be, the best healer that you can be. So today we're going to talk a little bit about my Caliwynd philosophy. This is an approach to life that was that was weird. My phone went. I don't know why that happened. We'll see if it happens again. Weird, weird, weird. So we're going to talk about Caliwynd. This is a personal philosophy that was downloaded to me several years ago. And almost immediately I went out, oh, I don't know why my phone is doing that. It keeps going into sleep mode. So you may see me keep reaching up here when the screen starts to dim. So Caliwynd is a personal philosophy. It was downloaded to me. I almost immediately went to GoDaddy to buy the domain name. That's the way that my brain works. I've talked about this in the past where I would purchase just about any domain name that came to me that seemed catchy, that seemed fun. And at one point excuse me, I probably had 15 or 20 of them. And so let me know if you've ever purchased about a gazillion domain names thinking, I can use those in my business. Oh, I can use that. That will be so cool. So that's what I did. I purchased Caliwynd. And then when I joined the Legacy Builders program, I didn't want to use that domain name. I was using that for something slightly different. And so I I was gifted again with Caliwynd Creates. And Caliwynd is that personal philosophy that keeps me moving forward. When I start to doubt myself, when the fears start to set in, when I start to feel uncertain, I call on the energy of Caliwynd because to me, Caliwynd is the energy of change. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Donna Gilbert. I am someone who is, well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I blew that elevator pitch. Don't you hate it when that happens? I am a semi-retired nomad. I live in a converted 7 by 14-foot cargo trailer, and currently I am in the desert of Arizona, the southwestern Arizona. And why I'm here speaking with you today is because I really want to help coaches and healers learn how to use social media marketing to fill to the brims as much as they are capable of handling. We'll talk about capable in just a minute, with clients who need them. And it all comes down to these characteristics, these traits of Caliwynd. And so there are 4 primary ones, and we can mold them because Caliwynd is fluid. It's not perfection. It's not saying that we are these character traits, these aspects of ourselves right now, but it's what we aspire to be. This is how we want to show up every day for ourselves, for our families, for our clients. And so today we're going to start with with a message just popped up on my screen. We're going to start with this is going to be one of those days, a glorious day. So these are the words we're going to, oh, and my screen, that's going to drive me crazy. So take a screenshot of these. Oops, let's see. And at the top here, this is where you can go at any point to learn more about working with me. Okay, there's only one way to work with me currently, and that is through using the Legacy Builders program as an internship. And I've created other videos about that, and I'm sure I'll be talking about that a little bit later. But first, I really want to focus on, this is going to be hard. Can you see me? This is ridiculous. This is one of the challenges that I have. Challenge. Oh, challenge is a C word. Let's celebrate our challenges, and let me add that to my list here. Challenges. We can think of them as negative. This is going to be fun. We can think of them as negative things, as things that are holding us back, or we can see them, contrast. We can see them as something negative, something that's holding us back, or we can embrace them and say, oh, this is something for me to do, something for me to, a way for me to expand myself. And we see these challenges through contrast, through so many things. So let me hold this up again with those new words. Can you see it? All right. So www.caliwyndcreates.com. The www does matter. So if you type Caliwynd Creates and it errors out on you, just put in the www. So these are the words that they just came to me just as I was sitting in the truck 5 minutes before turning on the live. Okay. And you can add your own C words. Okay. Because Caliwynd is not just my philosophy. This is a gift that the universe gave to me. And today I'm giving a part of it to you because it can feel overwhelming and it can feel like so much. And that is not my intention. My intention is to hone in on different aspects of each of us, of you, so that you can step into that future version of yourself sooner rather than later. So and I spelled it wrong. Oh my gosh, that's going to drive me crazy. All right. Courageous. Courageous is showing up when the first word has a typo in it. I forgot the U. Courageous. This was the original word that came to mind for me when I downloaded Caliwynd. And it's like, yes, we need to step into our inner courage so that we can tackle everything that comes along. We have to be willing to believe in ourselves, to have faith in ourselves, to trust that the universe is going to take care of us, support us. Things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And being courageous means that you're looking at it that way. And you're saying, here's some contrast. Here's a challenge. What do I do about that? We step into our courageous nature and we say, what do I do about that? Not dwelling on the problem as woe is me, I'm a victim, I can't do anything, I can't make these changes. But as a courageous warrior who says, I can do this. I can handle whatever comes my way because I have trust in the universe. I have trust in myself. I have trust in my human man. So we need to be courageous. And the first step, the first act of courage you may want to explore today is just to go to this website. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Oh, those reflections are hard. And if you're ready to up your social media marketing game and attract your ideal clients, that could be a first courageous step for you today. Are you willing to take that step? It's a starting point. We all have to start somewhere. And if you're not feeling quite courageous yet, let me ask you, are you curious? That's going to drive me crazy. Are you curious? Are you at least intrigued by the idea? If you're like me, for more than 2 decades, I have tried to start a coaching and healing practice. And I enrolled in some high ticket programs that taught me all the things I needed. I created a signature program and I learned some social media marketing skills. And I learned how to do Facebook ads. And I learned some things. But for me, what I was taught wasn't a sustainable method. Number one, the Facebook ads, when I wasn't generating any income yet, I wasn't attracting any clients yet, it just started to feel like a waste of money. And what happens when we start to feel like we're wasting something? What does that do to our energetic vibration? We can be up here with really high hopes and say, oh, this is it. This time it's going to work. Have you ever said that when you enrolled in a new program? This time it's going to work. And then what happened? It didn't work. You learned some great things. You met some amazing people, but it didn't fulfill that goal of helping you fill your coaching practice. So I was buying Facebook ads and the price was going to, or my vibration was dropping with every time because I was spending a lot of money on ads. And they were converting okay. The guidance that I received in this program, they were converting at an acceptable level. But number one, they were converting into a free Facebook group. I really didn't want to manage a Facebook group. That's not my style. That's not my nature. I'm very introverted. I don't enjoy leading group things as much. I prefer one-on-one. And so that was the first thing that was wrong with that method for promoting my business. So as my vibration lows, my doubts start to rise, my uncertainties start to rise, my fears start to rise, and I stopped over and over and over again. And here's why I feel really confident talking about the Legacy Builders program. Again, it's CaliwyndCreates.com. Oh, and I forgot to put a link in the description. Dang it. But here's why, for me, this has made the difference. Because I'm 5.5 months into this program, and every day I am still showing up. Every day I am still taking action. Every day I am doing what it takes to make this business work. And until just very recently, I choked on the word business. It didn't fit me. It wasn't what I wanted. And now, because I've done that inner work, I had the courage to do the inner work. I was curious enough to do the inner work. Because I did that, now I feel confident. Another C word, confident. Confident is the second word. Now I feel confident talking about the program. I feel confident and comfortable. And I do have, did I put comfortable on here? I debated putting comfortable on this list. And here's why. Because sometimes comfortable means staying where we are. It's in our comfort zone. It's doing what feels comfortable. And we can't grow our businesses. We can't expand as we are. We can't fill our coaching practices if we stay comfortable. So I debated uncomfortable, and obviously it did not make my final list. I want you to feel comfortable with what you are doing. I want you to feel comfortable feeling uncomfortable as you learn new skills. I want you to feel comfortable saying, this didn't work for me. And I know there's something else out there. And the word and, you're going to learn more about that tomorrow. So be sure to subscribe so that you'll get notified when I go live so that you can come back and watch the replay if my time for going live doesn't suit you. I really have to figure out why that is doing that. So yeah, we have to show up for ourselves, and we have to be comfortable with that discomfort of learning something new. Today is, what is today? Today, the 11th. Let me look. Let me see if I don't. Okay, today is the 11th. This is my 13th straight day of going live. It has not been comfortable. I'm feeling more comfortable each time. We don't get to comfort. We don't get to confidence until we start taking action. And it's our actions that shore us up and say, you know what? I was doing this crazy live stream today and my phone screen kept going dark. How do I show up for that? Well, we keep showing up. We keep learning. We start learning how to roll with the punches, so to speak. Not that I'm punching anybody. But we start to roll with it. And we start to say, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, people might make comments. People might think, wow, this lady just can't get it together. And some days we are more together than other days, aren't we? And it's okay for us to show our audience, our potential future clients, that we don't necessarily have it all together. But what we do have is a willingness to continue on. Oh, continue. That's not all these C words. Drop some C words, not that one. Although, you know, that C word, I was reading recently about the origins of that word and how it was a way for the masculine, male-dominated society leaders to put women down. And instead of embracing that aspect of our anatomy as something beautiful and wonderful that it is, it became something dirty and something degrading. And we women have allowed that to impact how we look at our bodies, how we look at ourselves. And we have a choice. Choice, C, choice. I like that one. I need to write that one down. We have choices on how we look at things. And sometimes what we do is just move from a low vibration opinion of something like that C word. I don't like that C word. But it doesn't offend me like it used to. Because now I look at it as, who is saying it? Who would dare say something about the female anatomy in such a derogatory way to make me feel bad? And I will only feel bad if they let me, right? It's the Eleanor Roosevelt, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. I can refuse to accept that. And so now with that word, I am more at a neutral place. I haven't fully embraced it. Some authors, there is a book out called Pussy that a friend of mine recently read, and she thought it was great. And I'm just not there yet. It's not high on my priority list. But having the choice and the courage to say, I choose not to do that. Oh, and I just thought of another C word. All right, we're going to get through all of these. But I hope you see, no pun intended, and different spelling. I hope you see what I'm getting at here. The energy of change, also a C word, right? The energy of change is what's going to help you grow your practice. The energy of changing yourself so that you can put yourself out there on social media marketing, to put yourself out there in local networking events, to put yourself out there in the form of written content on your blog, sharing articles with other people, getting on people's podcasts, on their I think they're called vodcasts now, right? Video podcasts. You need to change something. If your results are not what you want, if you don't have a full coaching practice, if you are not bringing in that extra income and transforming other people's lives, perhaps leaving your regular job, opening yourself up to possibilities, if those things are not part of your life right now, your reality, you're the one who needs to change. And we do this by learning new things and taking action. That's going to help us raise our vibration. Oh, I have a comment. Hello from blah, blah, blah. Hello, Tracy from Saskatchewan, Canada. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. Do you have a favorite? So today, I don't know how long you've been watching. I am talking about my philosophy of Caliwynd and talking about the first letter, which is C. And do you have a favorite C word that spurs you on when you're ready to make changes, to take action, that gets you going? It breaks you free of whatever was holding you back, whether it's doubts, fears, uncertainties. Let me know that in the comments. I would love to add a C word to my list. Because we are here to change the world. And I can't change everyone. You can't change everyone. And do you know why that is? Is because not everyone is going to resonate with who we are. Our energies are all different. It feels very chaotic at times, right? So many different people, so many different philosophies, so many different viewpoints. And currently the state of our world that means that we are divided. And that's a horrible, horrible way for us to be. We can't expand. Our consciousness can't expand. The beauty of the world can't expand when we are fighting for each other. Courage is the first word that came to your mind. Yes, that was the first one that came to me. I think it is so powerful. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. If we are going to change the world, we need to bring people together. And I believe that that's what we as coaches and healers and teachers do. We are bringing people together. Now, I started this YouTube channel it in July. I've had it off and on for years, but started with intention, with purpose in July. And I thought, what is it that I want to create that brings people together? And YouTube and other platforms like this, they are so great because, oh no, what did I do? Oh, I lost you. Now what did I do? Oh, phew, I found myself. For my coaches and healers, things like this are going to happen. And at one point in my life, I would have been so totally flustered and I would have said, oh my gosh, I just embarrassed myself, made a fool out of myself. And this ties into the letter L, which I'll be talking about in just a couple of days. We get so wrapped up in ourselves and we know that we're here to help other people. And so coaches, healers, teachers, we are all people who want to bring people together, right? We want to teach something that we believe is important. And here are a couple of totally different examples that I'm going to give you, okay? I'm trying not to push buttons that are going to close me out. So think of YouTube channels and you can learn about anything on YouTube, right? So you have someone who has had health problems and they have had joint pain. They have all these different problems. And someone recommends or they see a TikTok video or an Instagram post that talks about the carnivore diet. And so they say, I'm going to learn more about it. They come to YouTube, they research it, they learn more information, they try it out, and their lives are transformed. They feel so good. They feel so vibrant. And they say, more people need to know about this because I know other people are, oh, what did I just do? That's cool. Oh, Tracy, thank you for that comment and my finger that just went somewhere that I didn't know. All right. So you've got someone learning carnivore and it's transformed their lives. They know people, they work with them, they're family members. And so they want to share the beautiful message of, now I don't know where to touch in my screen, of the carnivore eating plan. And they do this. And what is that doing? That's bringing together people who have had a similar experience, physical reaction in their body to the food they were eating. And eating carnivore helps them feel better. And that's bringing those people together. And now they're talking and they're exploring and they're finding other things that they have in common, other ways that they can connect, right? And connect, do I have connect on here? I do have connect on my list. So that is bringing people together, right? And you may say, but Tana, carnivore, that's evil. That's inhumane to animals. So would it be in mammal? And you're very anti meat eating. And you are 100% entitled to your viewpoints. And you have found that you feel amazing when you eat a plant-based diet. It has changed your life. This is actually the story of one of my friends. We were out walking one day and she told me about the transformation of her body and she was learning more about plant-based eating. And her husband, who had had some health issues, he was eating more plant-based foods. He would sneak the burger every once in a while when he was at work at lunch, but primarily she was feeding her family a plant-based diet and everyone was thriving with this. And she wanted to learn how to teach other people about plant-based eating. And so she started doing that. And that started bringing people together who had a similar philosophy. People who wanted to eat healthier without harming animals. People who wanted to share this message with other people. Bringing people together in YouTube, learning, teaching, coaching. We find our passions, what we want to talk about, something that really stirs us up so that we can talk about it over and over and over again. And so many people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. It's not important to them. But it's important to some people, and you will start to bring some people together. And this is how we're working our magic. Because we're finding what we're passionate about. and we're sharing it with others. We're bringing a group of people together. And you know what? Someone within my group, within your group, they may have an interest in something else. Perhaps you're feeling anxious in the evening and you're saying, I just wish I could put my phone down. I want to do something. But if I put my phone down, I tend to just snack on chips. But I'm addicted to having my phone in my hand, and I don't know how to do that. And there's someone in your world, and they say, I learned knitting. You know, my grandma used to knit, and she used to knit us these really ugly scarves every year. It was our Christmas present. We used to laugh. My cousins and I, we laughed and laughed because grandma's scarves were so ugly. But I haven't gotten one of her scarves for 30 years since she passed. And I was thinking of her, and I thought, wow, I wonder if I could knit an ugly scarf. And so I learned how to knit an ugly scarf. And you know what? It keeps my hands busy in the evening. And so I'm just knitting there. I'm not worried about it being pretty. I'm just making an ugly scarf like my grandma did. And you say, oh my gosh, that story just touches me. You know, I used to know how to knit, but it's been years. I'm sure I've forgotten. Well, here, the other person says, here, I can teach you. And it brings people together. And I feel like that's one of the primary things we coaches and healers are doing is we're bringing people together. We're letting people know that it's okay if you want to knit ugly scarves. It's okay if you want to eat plant-based. It's okay if you choose to eat carnivore. There are other people who have that interest who will benefit from that practice if you have the courage to show up and teach them. If you have the courage to show up and teach them. The Legacy Builders program that I discovered last July is teaching me to show up again, to dig into my courage, to try different social media platforms to see which ones resonate with me. Because a couple of years, almost 2 years ago now, I stopped being on Facebook, and that was my only social media platform. And I did it not because I was ready for a break. I did it because for the summer, we're nomads. We were camp hosting in Oregon, and there was no decent internet signal. And so the precious time that I did have to be online, I didn't use it on social media. I didn't use it on Facebook. And then I started to realize, my stress levels were going down. I didn't feel so anxious about all the drama going on around me. You know, I'm 3,000 miles away from home, which is Maine. And all of the drama that can be going on there, I was separated from that because I wasn't seeing all of these social media feed posts. So I'd made that choice. But then it's like, but social media is the best way. If you're a coach or a healer, it is the best way to promote your services, especially if you don't already have a thriving practice. Yes, people can get to the point where referrals is the way to go. You're helping one person, they tell one or two people, and they come and they become your clients. But that's not where we can start, right? That's not where we start. We start with no followers, no clients, no idea of what we're doing. But we have to figure it out along the way. And to figure it out, we have to be courageous. We have to be curious about how to do things. So let me just read through my other courageous, confident. How do you get confidence? Confidence comes from taking action. We can't think our way into confidence. We can't read how to ride a bike, how to knit an ugly sweat or an ugly scarf. We can't read about or watch videos about eating carnivore or eating plant-based without, I lost my word, without taking action to feel confident that it works for us. And let me explain a little bit more what I mean about confident. So I do have a good friend who she'll go back and forth to carnivore eating. And when she first did it, she started feeling lightheaded, foggy brained. And she did some research. She was curious, is this normal? Is this something that always happens? and found out that it's very normal for people who are switching to a carnivore diet. And then once you move past that, then you feel so great. And she was feeling so good eating carnivore. And then, of course, life gets in the way, and sometimes we just fall back into old patterns. And we can see that they don't serve us. And yet we continue to do them because they're just familiar. They're comfortable. They're comfortable, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable to return to something that was working for us. And some people would say, if it was working for you, then why did you stop? If it was working for you, why did you stop? And I've always loved that question because I've done Weight Watchers twice in my life, and it worked for me. And people will always say it works. It's my fifth time using Weight Watchers, but it works for me. But if it's not sustainable, does it really work for you? And that's just a question. It's curious. I'm curious. We have to figure out what works for us, and it will change over time. What worked for us a week ago may not work for us today because things change. A perfect example is I am not comfortable doing these live streams from inside this truck. It feels cramped to me. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting comfortable with it. But we have a screen tent that I was going live in, and the other day, a couple of days ago, it was so windy. It was so noisy that I couldn't do that. And I resigned myself that I was going to have to use the truck. Didn't like it, didn't want to. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident. I barely feel capable in here. But I won't start to feel those things until I take action and do it anyway. So, I started to talk about confidence comes from, you can learn how to do all of these things by reading, by watching videos, by hearing how to do them. But until you actually do them, you can't gain the confidence. You can't learn how to ride a bike or swim by reading books and watching videos. Can't learn how to swim by watching the Olympics. You can get some pointers. You can see some amazing athletes. But to actually swim, you need to get into the water and try. So, okay, so curious, we talked about that some. Capable. How do you know if you're capable of something until you've tried it? Capable and confident go kind of hand in hand. Capable to me also means knowing that you can figure it out. I am capable of figuring it out. There are answers out there. Or there may not be an answer yet, and I can come up with the answer. It's driving me crazy. Creative. Do you think you're creative? Let me know in the comments. When you think about yourself, do you consider yourself to be creative? Now I don't know if I'm supposed to wait to see if Tracy responds, or Tracy may decide not to respond. So I'm going to continue on about creative. Creativity is something that each of us has. We have that ability to be creative. Some people are creative in a very logical, systematic way. Other people are creative in a very artsy, creating something new out of nothing way. But it's within all of us at different levels, and too often our creativity is shut down when we were children. Here's what I mean by that. In art class, and I just saw this thing recently about an art teacher that gave the student an F or a D or something, and the parents were all outraged. They put it on social media of how could an art teacher fail the student, because art is creative, right? And I have mixed feelings about it. But there are times in the teaching environment when teachers are giving you specific instructions to do something. And if the child did not follow those specific instructions, yes, a lower grade is warranted, in my opinion. However, I also think that the teacher, and I don't know the details of this or how it all played out, the teacher could have applauded the creativity of the child and explained that this is not what was required for this particular assignment, and perhaps give the student a chance to redo the assignment. Because this is just something that happens in life. There are times when we need to do things a specific way in order to get the results. And sometimes we don't do them the way we're told because either we don't understand what we're supposed to do, we don't know how to do it, or sometimes we're just being stubborn and we just don't want to comply. That rebellious nature comes out in us. The teacher's job, what she's trying to do is find out, is it because the student did not understand the instructions? That's a learning point for her so that she can change the way that she's sharing information. As time goes on, we learn so much more about learning disabilities, right? How people learn differently. Some people like to hear things. Some people like to see or read things. Other people need to touch them. And as we've advanced in our society and we've learned these different things, and whoa, I'm off on a really big tangent here. Sorry about that. Well, no, I'm not sorry. Oh no, what did I just do? Where did you go? All right, find you. Oh, there I am. I don't like having to keep touching buttons. So I will stay on this tangent just for a minute longer. But there's so many things that are changing. And so that teacher needs to know whether the child didn't understand the directions, in which that's an opportunity for her to change her teaching methods, to give some one-on-one time with that child to understand. Was the child not able to perform the task? That's a different thing. That might involve motor skills. That might need some additional help and guidance. And then if the child is just being rebellious and doesn't want to comply, that's a totally different issue. So as coaches and healers, we're always in this situation of trying to figure out, are people not changing their lives because they don't know how to change their lives? They don't believe it's possible to change their lives. Do they need guidance? Do they need support? Do they need encouragement? Or are they just people who want to be the victim, who don't want to take any responsibility for themselves, that don't want any accountability? Because those people, do you want those people to be your clients? And those are choices that you have. Did I put choices? I do have choices. So these are the choices that we have. And this is the energy that we bring into our businesses. So, all right. So creative, connected. We want to bring people together. And the way we do that is by sharing what we believe in, what we're passionate about. And people will be attracted to us, but they can't find us if we're not showing up consistently. And we know that we have a purpose. We came here to coach, to heal, to teach, to guide. And if people don't know we're there, they'll find someone else. They will find someone else, but it may not be as good a fit as you would be. I have signed up for several coaching programs, 6, 8 months, 6 weeks to 6 months, some mini programs, some online courses, and they're all great. And I've learned things from them. And yet, when they don't work out, you wonder, oh, should I have kept looking? Will I keep looking? And what if you or I were the perfect match for them? Energetically, we were aligned. The values we were talking about were similar. We saw what they were doing, or we are doing things or want to do things that they want to do as well. So we could be that model for them. And if we don't show up, how can we change lives? How can we change their lives? How can we change our own lives? How can we change the lives of our family if we're not showing up? Because we just never know who that person is and when they are going to show up. And that's why it's so important to be, oh, do I have consistent? I do have consistent. That was one of the ones. So, all right, let me go through these. Let's see. I've been blathering on for 39 minutes so far. And Tracy, I appreciate you being here. Um, so conscious. We need to be thinking about what we're doing, feeling, tapping into our heart, making a real choice instead of just living by the programming that society has put on us, that our families have put on us, our educational systems have put on us. We are grown but adults. We get to make some choices. And if something isn't working for us, something doesn't feel aligned. If you've listened to Mike Dooley or Abraham Hicks or Bob Proctor or Jim Rohn was my very first self-development mentor, Oprah Winfrey, Cheryl Richardson, Gabby Bernstein, if you've listened to these people and what they're talking about inspires you and it lights up something in your heart and you think, I wonder if it's possible for me. Trust that it is possible for you. But you have to be willing to make that choice, to make a conscious decision to change what you are doing, who you are being, so that you can become who you want to be. Clear. One of the challenges that so many of my coaching peers, healing peers, me for decades experienced was we just weren't clear on who we were helping and how we were helping them. This is one of the first things that we learn in the Legacy Builders program, one of the first things we focus on, because that matters. We can't help everyone. As I was talking earlier, if you are a carnivore and you are trying to sell your services to plant-based people, people on a plant-based diet, it's not going to work. You can't talk to them. It's not the message that will resonate with them. So getting clear on who you are helping, what you are helping them with. For example, I'm helping, excuse me, I'm helping coaches and healers. Let me grab a drink of water real quick. I'm working with helping coaches and healers. The Legacy Builders program is amazing. It solves many problems for many different people, all based around their finances. And it's, oh, I just lost my train of thought. I hate it when this happens. It is one solution for many different problems. That's what I was trying to say. For coaches and healers, the people that I came here to serve, what it does is it provides an opportunity to learn social media marketing in a very safe environment. I look at it and I approach it as an internship. So you can do this just for a limited time. Go in there, learn the material, take action on the material, develop your skills, feel confident on camera, feel like you're, capable of handling anything that comes up. Excuse me. And the big thing within the Legacy Builders program, and if you want to promote your practice on social media, one of the big things that you need to focus on is being committed to taking consistent action. And to do that, you're going to need to have some courage. You're going to need to feel confident enough in yourself that you can figure things out. But yeah, having that clear message, idea of who you're helping is really a key. It's so important. And you hear about this. Most business coaches will tell you you need to know your ideal client, who your audience is, who you're here to serve. And sometimes it's not quite who you think it is. And within the Legacy Builders program, because we're testing things, we're using it like a school project. We're trying something. If it doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, doesn't always mean the results. Sometimes it doesn't work in here. Sometimes we just get a sense of, that's not who I want to talk to. That's not what I want to talk about. That's not the change I want to see in the world. But we don't know that until we've taken action. So it's all a big cycle. It feels like it's really out there all over the place. And then you immerse yourself into it And you start to see, oh, I see how that connects with that. Oh, I see why that matters. So, continuing on my list, captivating. When you are fired up about your topic, when you really you see the possibilities, you see the potential for the change, for bringing people together, for raising the consciousness of the planet, the vibration of the planet. And you start to see that, and you start to believe it, and you start to feel it, and your own up vibration is so high, it goes higher and higher and higher and higher because you're just lit up. The people who you are here to serve will find you. They will watch your content. They will read your blog posts. And one day, when they're ready, they will say, Donna, I'm ready for some help. And that's when you're like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for you. Let's get started. And it's so beautiful when it happens because instead of me sitting here fretting and saying, gosh, I set a goal to help 5 coaches and healers this month. That's not going so great. What can I talk about to make them like me? What can I talk about that will convince them to purchase the legacy builders through me? What do I need to change about myself so that I will be more appealing to them? You see what I did there? So easy to slip into the doubts, the fears, the uncertainty. But when you know, when you are so clear on who you're helping, you just keep talking. I've been blathering on for 46 minutes now. And you can see I'm still fired up about this because it's so important. Coaches, healers, if you're resonating with me, with my message, and you know I'm talking to you, when you get that and you say, I am tired of feeling so frustrated. I'm tired of being disappointed in myself. I am so discouraged trying to get a coaching practice off the ground. I've been trying for years. What do? I don't know what to do. I'm ready to give up. I've given up before. I might as well give up again. And today I'm here to say, don't give up. Number one, your heart's not going to let you. For a while, your head, and you can silence those voices in you that are saying, Donna, you have a bigger purpose. Donna, are you ready yet? And every time he's like, dang it, I don't want to do it again. I've put myself out there and I've failed. I have failed miserably. I have spent probably $25,000 to $30,000 on coaching programs, Facebook ads, books, online courses to build a coaching practice. Yeah. And every time I've stopped, didn't take long. I thought this past year I had made the decision. I was committed. I was fine. Semi-retired, didn't want to start my own business again. Didn't want to deal with the tech of it. I didn't want to deal with the time commitment involved in it. I didn't want to deal with putting myself out there on social media. I just didn't. I didn't. I was done. Semi-retired. In a few months, 5 months, I can start collecting Social Security at 62. And then a friend told me about this program. And I really wasn't interested, but her financial situation was so dire that I purchased this program. And I thought, well, if I purchased it, I might as well look into it, see what it's all about. And it has changed my life because I am excited to be a coach again. I am excited to heal my customers and clients. And by customers and clients, I mean anyone who is watching this video in this moment, you are my customer. Because if I can say something that transforms your life, that inspires you to take action, my work is expanding. My reach is expanding. I want to help so many people who never connect with me, who I never meet, but they look back and say that one video changed my life. In fact, Michelle O'Neill, yesterday she did a YouTube live And she was talking about on the live, the woman that she happened to purchase this program through was there in the comments. And Michelle said, "Thank you. You changed my life because you showed up on social media that day and you shared a post. It was just a picture. It wasn't a video. It was just a picture. And it said, no MLM, no MLM, no tech skills needed, 2-hour workday, 100% profit." And that was exactly what Michelle was looking for. She was a stay-at-home mom of 5, 6 kids, so stay-at-home mom of 6. She had been looking for a way to earn income online. She had done multi-level marketing, but she was tired of working her butt off, taking time from her family, missing out on memories with her children to earn 25%. And someone else in the company were making more money than she was. And so she saw this and she asked for more information. Just like, oops, I've been talking for more than, oops, eek. And she went to, oh, all right, back, all these buttons. So she filled out a form just like this. She put in her email address. And a couple of days later, the next day, she purchased it and it changed her life. Didn't just change her life because Michelle O'Neill is a woman with a vision. And what she did was she turned it around. And now there are 48,000 people who have enrolled in this program, who are changing their lives and the lives of their customers. Because Michelle had courage that day to put in her email address. She was curious enough to learn more about it. And then once she did, she started figuring things out. She became capable. She developed her confidence. And now she has this amazing business model that is so aligned with what coaches and healers want to create. Because she's not focused on the money. She's focused on the impact that she and the people in this program are having on the world. And the money is a reward for that. The money is the outcome of that. It's not the goal. In fact, frequently when people are talking about not having any sales and they're feeling discouraged and disappointed, a feeling that I was really familiar with. Oh, what did I do? She will say, "What's your vision? Who are you helping? How will that transform their lives?" And people will say, I don't know." She'll say, "That's your problem. Until you know the impact you want to have, the lives you want to change, you won't be able to really have that strong, compelling message, that captivating message." Within this community, which started just over 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. Yeah. Um, Within our community now, she announced yesterday, there are 102 members who have earned more than 6 figures. There are 35 or 40 people in South Africa who are millionaires with South Africa Rand. Michelle's goal is to help 1,000 people become millionaires, self-made millionaires. That's a vision. What is your vision? When you have a vision to help people, that's going to compel them to work with you because they're going to say, "I want some of that." It's so beautiful. My vision is to help 62 coaches and healers feel confident, capable, captivating, creative, curious, all of these words, consistent with creating social media content so that they can have the impact they came here to make, to help the people their heart is telling them they came here to help, to make that difference in other people's lives, to be that pebble in the pond that creates that ripple effect. I want to be a pebble, and I want you to be a pebble too. What is that? Dr. Pepper. Be a pebble. Uh, won't even go there. It just flitted away. And we can do this. There are skills we need to develop. We have to have a personal philosophy, a guiding light that is telling us how we need to show up every day. And one of these words is going to be a great starting point. And again, www.calywindcreates.com is where you can learn more information about this program, about working with me. Because for my clients, my customers, I will work with you as much as you would like me to work with you to get this going, because you have a dream and you're here to make a difference in the world. And you can't make it if you're sitting in your truck thinking, oh, should I push that go live button? Am I good enough today? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I believe in myself enough? Caliwynd is the energy of change. We can do this. We can change ourselves. We can change the world. We can bring people together. But we need to have some character traits that will help us get there. Courageous, confident, curious, capable, creative, connected to ourselves, connected to source, connected to each other. Conscious. We have to get off of autopilot. We need to start thinking about what it is we want. We need to feel into what we want and let our feelings of growth, of expansion, our courageous feelings guide us. Not the doubts, the fears, the uncertainties, the low vibration ones. We're looking for the higher vibe ones. And no, we can't sustain them all the time, and the other ones will keep creeping back. And that's okay. The doubts and the fears, they can become our friends when we acknowledge them, when we see what they're trying to teach us, how they're trying to keep us safe. But we are safe. We have the universe, source, protecting us, guiding us. Trust your heart. Trust your heart. Clear with the message, captivating, committed. This is a big thing. Are you committed to your success? Or are you going to let your doubts and fears keep you poor? The choice is yours. Cultivate. We need to grow. We need to learn what we need to sustain and flourish. It's going to be different for each one of us. Challenges, we're going to have them, and we can celebrate them, recognize them, and say, okay, yeah, let's go for it. This is my opportunity to grow. Contrast shows us what we don't want, how we don't want to be, so that we can make a different choice. And then choice, consistent, and change. Those are the words I wrote down, and I would love to know any of yours. Leave them in the comments. You have a mission here. If you're watching this, if you've watched 58 minutes of this live stream, even in replay, and if you're watching the replay, I hope you'll drop a comment and just let me know where you are watching from. Just say replay. Give me your favorite C word, one that you will use as your guiding light for today. We need to start somewhere. Caliwynd starts with C, starts with courage, starts with commitment. It starts with curiosity, choices. Where are you starting today? Are you ready to take the next step, to leave the disappointment and the discouragement, the frustration, the uncertainty behind? I look at Legacy Builders when I found it in July of 2024. It has become a bridge. My past failures, attempts to start a coaching practice, those are in the past. And this bridge is taking me to my success. This is the bridge to my dreams, to my future, to having that impact, that ripple effect that I want to have. Which path are you going to take? If you are interested in learning more, type ready in the comments. I will add the link to the description. And it's always right here. Take a screenshot of this. Caliwynd, www.calywindcreates.com. Caliwynd is the energy of change, and change creates possibilities. All right, have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow.